Michigan and its Great Lakes go hand in hand. Not only does it have the longest freshwater shoreline, but it also has over 11,000 inland lakes. These Great Lakes hold 20% of the world's total supply of surface fresh water, making them the largest source of fresh water in the world. Among these Great Lakes holds one of Michigan's greatest attractions, Mackinac Island. There are hundreds of thousands of people that travel by ferry over the Straits of Mackinac to get to this beautiful island. Most of these people are unaware that hidden below the surface in the currents is a potential disaster waiting to happen. Hidden below lies two 20-inch diameter pipelines that carry about 23 million gallons of crude oil per day. These pipelines are known as Line 5. Owned by the Canadian company Enbridge and built in 1953, these pipelines were originally built to last 50 years. Over 60 years later, not only are these pipelines still being used, but Enbridge has increased the volume of crude oil being passed through these daily.
This company already has a concerning record in the state of Michigan. In 2010, Enbridge's Line 6B ruptured, dumping more than 1 million gallons of heavy crude oil into the Kalamazoo River, causing one of the worst onshore spills in U.S. history. This spill was misdiagnosed, allowing for multiple restarts, and as a result, the pipes were spilling oil for 17 hours before the final shutdown occurred, despite Enbridge's assurance that they could detect a leak almost instantaneously. This is just one of the 804 oil spills, resulting in approximately 6.8 million gallons Enbridge has had between the years of 1999 and 2010. That's an average of 67 oil spills and 567,000 gallons leaked per year. Although this chart only shows data until 2010, we have found that in years after, their average has gone up to 71 spills yearly. That's more than one oil spill every week. Exactly 2 years and a day later, Enbridge had another incident resulting in approximately 50,000 gallons of crude oil spilled. The spill occurred in Adams County, Wisconsin. Although Enbridge was faster at reacting to this spill, it took them nearly 2.5 hours to report the incident to proper authorities.
Seriously?
What are they trying to hide?
The Water Center at the University of Michigan conducted a study that concluded that within 20 days of a spill in the Straits of Mackinac, oil would spread about 35 miles west in Lake Michigan and about 50 miles southeast in Lake Huron. With the risks on the pipeline and the currents in the Straits of Mackinac, this area is most certainly vulnerable. If an oil spill were to occur in the Straits, the oil would spread far, fast, and in all different directions. Some of the pristine beaches and clear waters that represent the Great Lakes would be affected.
Enbridge has done inspections on Line 5 that have revealed cracks, dents, and corrosion, and there are parts of the onshore portion that have lost 26% of its wall thickness. The accuracy of their outer inspections is questionable when you look and see nothing but mussels covering them.
Enbridge has not officially published economic impact information since 2015. In 2015, they spent $144 million strictly in Michigan on capital expenditures such as steel equipment, investments, and capital leases. On operating and administrative expenditures, they totaled $67.8 million on such things as maintenance costs, equipment leases, power consumption, and field personnel salaries and wages. They have 119 Michigan-based permanent and temporary employees. They paid $38.51 million in property taxes.
Enbridge is quick to spit out statistics about how they are positively affecting Michigan economically. In all honesty, are the 119 Michigan-based jobs, some of which are temporary, really worth the risk of wiping out 20% of the world's total supply of surface freshwater?
No.
Is the money they feed into the Michigan economy to run their business really worth the risk of wiping out 20% of the world's total supply of surface freshwater?
No.
is the hardship a potential spill would cause on the hardworking small business owners, fisheries, tourist-driven, and public recreational areas surrounding the Great Lakes that hold 20% of the world's total supply of surface freshwater really worth it?
No. So let's do something about it.
We need to show Enbridge that Michigan is not a state that will sit back and play a passive part in this possible disaster. In order to do this, we need to spread awareness to our fellow Michiganders who may be unaware. We conducted our own survey to get a sense of just how many people may not know about the pipelines. The results are shocking. Of the 213 people we surveyed, 168 people didn't know what Line 5 was by any of the three names it is referred to as. That's just over 78%. Of the 38 people who thought they knew where the pipelines ran, there was not a single person who got the location 100% correct. As you can see from just a handful of responses, a few people had a decent idea of the location, but were a little confused. There were a lot of "I believe," "I think," and question marks in their responses. 99 of the people we surveyed were over the age of 46, and 114 people were 45 and under. So it was fairly even demographically. Just under 39% of the people surveyed have lived in Michigan for over 46 years, the highest amount of years being 77 years, and 2 people had lived in Michigan for 0 years.
So help us spread awareness.
Share this video.
Talk to your family and your friends.
Send Enbridge a letter.
Give them a call.
Let's keep Michigan the Great Lakes state.